I was at the table making a salad. He was sitting across from me, talking. Either he was talking about why World War I was the event from which the entire rest of the 20th century flowed, or he was talking about the Scotch. I have no idea which. And then he wasn't talking. I looked up, I said, "Don't do that." I thought he was making a joke, slumping over, pretending to be dead. You've seen people make that kind of tiresome joke. Maybe you've done it yourself, meaning it was a hard day. We got through it, we're having dinner, we've got a fire. In fact, neither one of us had yet said out loud how hard that day had been. My next thought was that he'd started to eat and choked. I tried to move him so I could do the Heimlich. He fell onto the table, then to the floor. There was a dark liquid pooling beneath his face. Within what I now know to have been exactly 5 minutes, 2 ambulances came. The crews worked on the living room floor for what I now know to have been exactly 45 minutes. I now know these facts because I obtained the documents. I obtained the emergency department nursing documentation sheet. I obtained the nursing flow chart. I obtained the physician's record. I obtained the log kept by the doorman in our building. Let me make myself clear. Of course, I knew he was dead. Of course, I had delivered the definitive news to the New York Times and the Los Angeles Times, yet I was myself in no way prepared to accept this news as final. There was a level on which I believed whatever had happened remained open to revision. That's why I needed to be alone. I needed to be alone so that he could come back. That was the beginning of my year of magical thinking. You think I'm crazy. You think I'm crazy because otherwise I'm dangerous, radioactive. If I'm crazy, what happened to me can happen to you. You don't want to hear what I have to tell you. You want me to give you a good prognosis. I can't. So it's safer to think I'm crazy. That's fine. It doesn't matter to me. I was crazy, but I'm not now. During the days when people would still leave Honolulu on the Matson lines, it was the custom at the moment of departure to throw leis on the water, a promise to the visitor that they would return. The leis would get caught in the wake and go bruised and brown. Leis go brown. Tectonic plates shift. Deep currents change. I think about the day we brought her home from St. John's Hospital and placed her in the bassinet that overlooked the point where the sea ran into the cave into which we never again swam after the day we brought her home. One more improvised way of keeping her from drowning. You're safe, I'm here. John checked on her every few minutes just to be sure she was breathing. When she was 5 days old, she was christened by John in the sink. Just in case she didn't live long enough until we could do the ceremony. She did live that long. She lived long enough to stand up in the black dress she bought for his funeral and say, "I love you more than even one more day," as you used to say to me. Maybe she did. Maybe he did. I think about swimming with him into that cave, about the swell of clear water, the way it changed, the way it gather strength and power as it narrowed through the rocks at the base of the point. You had to be in the water at the very moment the tide was right. I was always afraid of missing the swell, of hanging back, of timing it wrong. He never was. You had to feel the swell change. You had to go with the change. He told me that. No eye is on the sparrow. But he did tell me that